Hello and welcome to the Kentucky Artist Spotlight. I'm Leo Freak Daddy Brown of RadioKY.live. All Kentucky, all the time. That's what we do. We spin Kentucky artists like Huck Song Smith. Huck, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me. I've been so excited about this all day.
So I always like to ask, where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from Montgomery County, Menifee County, Eastern Kentucky,
Right?
and I love it there. There's not a lot to do as far as all that stuff. Menifee County, they ain't even got no stoplight. They just got the caution light down in town.
Right.
And you ain't got the roller skating rink no more. So
Oh, wow.
music
Not even
is
a roller
about,
skating rink.
yeah, that was the place to go when I was a kid.
Wow.
And the music was the greatest because where I grew up, with my grandparents, they were very religious, so I wasn't allowed to listen to the secular music, right? But
Mm,
if you went to the skating rink, you could listen, and then they would stop. They say reverse. You'd go in
yeah.
reverse, and I got to hear all the songs. They had the bad words in them. I loved
Yeah.
it.
And while you were turning your life around by
Yes,
reversing your skate, could you skate backwards?
yes, not
That's
real
awesome.
fast though, because if you go too fast, you get hurt. But yeah, okay,
I learned to skate backwards so I could skate with chicks.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did that back in the day.
I could
Uh,
definitely see you on some roller skates.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So now you live in Frankfurt.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
Yes. I love
Play
it.
and you're playing around Central Kentucky.
Mhm.
So I like to ask this as well. So as a Kentucky native, what's your favorite thing about our state?
I would say probably the weather
Hmm.
because we get to experience all the seasons.
Yeah,
We
right.
get spring and summer and fall and the winter. And
Mm,
so, I scrolled through my TikTok and there was this girl from California and she was going to be coming to Kentucky. And so she was like, "Where's all my Kentucky friends?" Because she just was just completely baffled at the fact that it rains when it's hot here.
oh yeah,
So she
yeah,
was calling it like devil's rain. She's like, "It's devil's rain. How is it 90 degrees and raining there?"
yeah,
So I thought that was cool because most people don't get to see that. You don't realize that,
yeah.
until you.
Especially from California, you're not used to that at all. Yeah, yeah. We get the weather here. We get a little bit of everything. That's for sure. Uh,
Hang on, I can't hear you.
oh, weird.
There we go. Okay, you're back.
Got me now. All
Yes.
right. We'll make an edit in this middle part here. We'll be all
All
right.
right.
It's all right. Uh, and I'm sitting out in my studio. I got to turn everything off, so I have it quiet out here when I do this. It's 90 degrees in the studio, so that's
Yeah.
awesome.
What? Yeah.
So, well, that's awesome. Weather extremes and music extremes because
Yes.
you right now we're spinning some stuff that almost sounds very popish from you, and also some stuff that's very folky. Where do you really think your genre falls? What do you think it's all about?
Everybody keeps asking me this, and I keep hearing Appalachian Soul. So I don't know
Appalachian
what
soul.
genre that
Hmm.
is. Yeah, because I
Right.
think that where I'm just a product of all the kinds of music. You had the grunge era, and then you had like the rock and roll, and then you had like country, but like country, like Loretta Lynn and
Hmm.
Johnny Cash, and then you got the newer country now. So it's kind of all just blended. And
Right.
from what I'm finding is people that, I'm 35. And so people that are my age and, late 20s, early 30s, we're all kind of digging it because it's just a compilation of all of it. It's just
Hmm.
really cool. And that's what happens when you're creating from your heart. You know what I mean?
Right.
When you're creating something brand new. And that's how that comes about, and before you realize it, you really do have something that nobody else has, and you're like, "Wow, I didn't even know I could do that." So it's like you don't even try; it just
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's also what happens when you don't have a record label saying you got to sound this way.
yeah,
That song didn't sound anything like the one we just released, so it's not going out on this album, right?
right. And what they don't understand is as an emotional creature, I'm a writer myself. I'll be in a good mood, then I'll be in a bad mood, then I'll be frustrated. You know what I mean? If I'm in a bad
Like
mood, I'm
Kentucky,
probably gonna write
just like Kentucky weather, Huck. You're all over the
right.
place.
Right. I'm a product of my environment. I just match what I see. And
Yeah,
so if I'm mad, I'm probably going to write a rock song. If I'm sad, I'm probably going to write a sad country song. So
hmm.
you can't put people in a box just like that. Yeah.
Well, I tell you
Yeah.
what, that we're spinning "Raining on a Sunday," and that is literally the my most favorite thing I've heard of yours. And you know, I'm a fan. I've been a fan from the moment I heard your stuff because it is unique. Your voice is amazing, and there's just something so beautiful about that. And did you pull that out of a hook? I mean, did you find the music? I mean, where did that come from? It's unbelievable.
Honestly, it was me and Johnny, and we were here that day, and he was just doing a sorry, my dog. We were
That's all
just
right.
doing a sound check, and he put a drum track on a loop, and so it had no music at all. It just was a drum track,
Hmm.
and he said, "Come up here to this mic and just riff around," you know. So it was raining, and it was a Sunday, and so when it's raining on a Sunday, and it
It
just
just
kind
fell
of
out of
came
it.
out. Yeah, it was just like an ad lib thing, and then he just was, testing the equipment. We were getting everything hooked up, and so he was kind of just messing with it. And after about 3 days, man, it became this really like catchy thing.
It's a
And
groove.
so
Yeah, it's
yeah,
cool.
it's a whole vibe. And Johnny
Yeah.
was the one who mastered that whole thing together. I just was
Wow.
singing, and he layered everything on top of it, and then I did my harmony vocals. It
That's
was fun.
awesome.
Yeah,
Wow.
it
Well,
was fun.
it's really cool, and not that I want to pigeonhole you into anything, but if you write more of that kind of stuff, I think that's got a lot of soul. It's got a lot of awesome feel to it, and I don't know if you guys have thought about trying to do more of that stuff intentionally, but my goodness, it's awesome.
Yes. That's what I was going to say. We've got some new stuff because we got the band now, Shoot the Moon.
Hmm.
And that was Johnny's thing and his son, my stepson, that was their thing together. And it's kind of just grown with all of us. So now my nephew, Landrin, is playing the bass, and he is amazing. He's a songwriter too. And so we're all coming together, and we wrote this really awesome song. And it's, when we got done with it, I said, there's a song. This is reminding me of something. And it's that song, Just a Shot Away. We're just a shot away.
Rolling Stones. Yeah.
The lady in there, and she's like,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
walking
The wailing. Yeah.
around.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
The song we wrote, it's not
Well,
the
we're
same, but
we're
it's
also
the same.
spinning whispering of you guys your compilation, and that's an awesome track as well. So I can't wait
Yes.
to hear what you got on that one.
Yes,
That's
yes. And
cool.
that was a fun little thing because Braden had just come in, my stepson, he's 18, he's going to UK this year, but he came in, he said, Huck, I want to write something. And so he wrote his first verse. And so I looked at his verse and I was like, okay. And so I just really quickly wrote the second verse to match that first verse. But I used it as like a teaching moment, because he soaks up everything I want to tell him,
Mm,
everything that I've got to say about writing or using a peculiar word or don't describe something the way everybody else does. Do something different, like he
mm,
takes it all in. And so
right.
that was like one of those moments where we came together and I was able to show him like I did this because you said this. So then in reality, if I were just having a conversation with you, this is what I would say back to you. So then let's make it rhyme. And so it was like it opened his eyes up. So that set the precedence for what we're doing now,
That's
which
awesome.
is unlike anything that anybody's heard around here. We are still getting things together, as far as we're looking for a solid drummer. But gosh, man, I'm so excited for everybody to hear this new stuff because
Mm,
all I've wanted to do, man, was sing, and
yeah.
everybody who's ever known me, like that's all I've ever wanted to do. And Johnny, like, he helps me do that. Having this band, these boys, like they say, Huck, just sing. And so
Mm,
I call it wilding out. I get my spirit, my soul that I used to go to church with on Sunday mornings,
right.
and I just get to sing. And we are creating, like, it's magic. It makes my heart so full because
Yeah.
it's all of us. We're a team. And I've never had this kind of like relationships,
That's awesome.
friendships, platonic, and then my romantic relationship with Johnny, the respect, and he allows me to be who I am as an artist, as a woman, as a
Mm,
person. And
yeah.
so it just is coming together like it's magic, lightning in a bottle. I can't wait for everybody to hear what we've got going on.
Well, so far everything I've heard that you guys have put together has been amazing. So I look forward to more of it. And what are you doing? You getting out playing gigs? You're writing more? You're about to release this? What's next?
We're writing right now. We're saving our money to get into the studio.
Hmm.
We're working down at Benson Marina, which is great because they work around all of our gigs and our music schedule. They advertise us being down there. Karaoke. So like I'll be working and then I'll stop and go and sing a karaoke song.
I wasn't even aware of Benson Marina. That's a place that has live music.
Yes, yes,
Oh
here
wow.
in Frankfort, Kentucky, down on the river, on Kentucky River.
Oh, how
And
cool.
yeah, and it's a boat dock, so you can dock your boat there, have a boat slip, and everybody there, like I said, they're just so supportive. They love the music, they love us, and it gives Johnny and I an opportunity to get out into the community and to meet people, feet on the ground, so that they know we're human, we're people. We've screwed up in the past, we do the best that we can, and we're just trying to live our dreams. We're trying to make it happen. We're trying to
Well,
take all the tools, everything you've taught me, everything that is just making sense. The
hmm,
universe in your favor, and not worrying, and just putting the thoughts out there, and then
yeah,
creating this dream. And
yeah,
people are catching on, they're seeing, and so
it
to
happens.
any good business, you've got to embed yourself in the community first.
Yeah,
And so this is what we're doing right now is we're embedding ourselves in this community, making friends, lifelong relationships, and that will help us. And everybody is so great. Everything is just falling right into place. It's so great. I would just say, everybody, follow your heart, man. Even if
yeah,
it looks crazy to everybody else, even if it logically just don't make no sense, if you believe in you, then you will do it. And
yeah.
we're
And
living
do it with
proof.
the and do it with a sense of gratitude, right? You've always got to have a
Yes.
deep, deep degree of gratitude,
Yeah.
appreciation, as if all of those dreams have come true that you're working on even before they come true, and then they will. They will.
Yeah. And it's changing, just like you taught me. It's changing your perspective on what you would consider to be good and bad.
Right,
Some people see a flat tire as being terrible, the worst
right,
thing.
right.
However, I've shifted my perspective to see that maybe that flat tire held me up just long enough to prevent me from, having an accident,
Never
or
know.
some. You never know. You never
You got
know.
to
So
accept everything.
yes, and be grateful for all of it, because
Right.
everything has a reason and purpose. And
Amen.
I've been guilty of not doing that. I was the world's worst at the temper tantrums, and the throwing the
I've
fits and
I've
all
seen
that
that.
stuff.
I've seen that
Yeah,
before. And you,
yeah, it's not good. It's not good. And I don't want to deflect and put all my onto somebody else.
right.
And so I've had to deal with it. I've really
That's
had to
awesome.
listen to what you said, Leo. I've really tried to figure out how to implement this into my life, because I see you doing it and it's working.
Yeah.
And so I want it to work for me too. I feel like I'm just as capable as everybody else. So we're doing it. We're
It's
doing it.
happening. It's
It's
working.
happening.
That's
It's working.
beautiful.
Thank you
Hug,
for
God
your
bless
help.
you. So great to have you on our spotlight. So great to have you spinning on RadioKY.live. And hey,
Yes,
spread the word out there. Let everybody know what's going on. And as soon
definitely.
as
Oh,
you
I
get the
tell
new
all that.
track,
I tell everybody. I say, Leo, that's my best friend. Freak Daddy Brown, that's my best friend. You're my first best friend celebrity, Leo.
well,
So
there you go. Minor
yeah,
celebrity,
yeah,
as Dr. Elizabeth Case would say, I'm a minor celebrity.
yes, yes. Or a major arcana. That'd be
Uh,
good. I love her.
thank you so much.
Thanks, Leo. I'll talk to you later. I love you. Bye.